Algorand value equivalent to 480,370 rands a coin. The present cost range 4,633 490.75. The earlier day close 4,728. The change was plus 0.642 plus 351%. Reverse rate ZAR to Algo. Algorand cost expectation for July 2024. Initially cost at 458 rands. Excessive cost 568, while low cost 458. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 504. Algorand cost figure toward the month's end 531. Change for July 15.9%. Algorand gauge for August 2024. To start with, cost at 531 rands. Exorbitant cost 659, while low cost 531. The founder middle value of cost 584. Algorand cost gauge toward the month's end 616, change for August 16%. Algorand cost expectation for September 2024. To start with, cost at 616 rands. Exorbitant cost 687, while low cost 597. The founder middle value of cost 636. Algorand cost gauge toward the month's end 642, change for September 2%. Algorand gauge for October 2024. In the first place, cost at 642 rands. Exorbitant cost 762, while low cost 642. The founder middle value of cost 690. Algorand cost gauge toward the month's end 712, change for October 10.9%. Algorand cost expectation for November 2024. In the first place, cost at 712 rands. Exorbitant cost 712, while low cost 596. The founder middle value of cost 665. Algorand cost estimate toward the month's end 641, change for November 10%. Algorand estimate for December 2024. First and foremost, cost at 641 rands. Exorbitant cost 641, while low cost 510. The founder middle value of cost 585. Algorand cost estimate toward the month's end 548, change for December 14.5%. Algorand cost expectation for January 2025. First and foremost, cost at 548 rands. Exorbitant cost 596, while low cost 518. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 555. Algorand cost figure toward the month's end 557, change for January 16%. Algorand figure for February 2025. Before all else, cost at 557 rands. Excessive cost 557, while low cost 458. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 516. Algorand cost figure toward the month's end 492, change for February 11.7%. Algorand cost expectation for Walk 2025. At the outset, cost at 492 rands. Excessive cost 535, while low cost 465. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 498. Algorand cost conjecture toward the month's end 5,000, change for spring 16%. Algorand conjecture for April 2025. At the outset, cost at 5,000 rands. Excessive cost 5,000, while low cost 419. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 467. Algorand cost figure toward the month's end 450, change for April 10%. Algorand cost expectation for May 2025. First and foremost, cost at 450 rands. Exorbitant cost 514, while low cost 446. They found the middle value of cost 473. Algorand cost estimate toward the month's end 480, change for May 7%. Algorand figure for June 2025. Before all else, cost at 480 rands. Excessive cost 596, while low cost 480. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 528. Algorand cost conjecture toward the month's end 557, change for June 16%. Algorand cost expectation for July 2025. At the outset, cost at 557 rands. Excessive cost 606, while low cost 526. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 564. Algorand cost conjecture toward the month's end 566, change for July 16%. Algorand conjecture for August 2025. At the outset, cost at 566 rands. Excessive cost 615, while low cost 535. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 573. Algorand cost figure toward the month's end 575, change for August 16%. Algorand cost expectation for September 2025. Initially cost at 575 rands. Excessive cost 631, while low cost 549. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 586. Algorand cost figure toward the month's end 590, change for September 26%. Algorand figure for October 2025. Initially cost at 590 rands, excessive cost 732, while low cost 590. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 649. Algorand cost figure toward the month's end 684, change for October 15.9%. Algorand cost expectation for November 2025. Initially cost at 684 rands, excessive cost 684, while low cost 563. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 634. Algorand cost figure toward the month's end 605, change for November 11.5%. Algorand conjecture for December 2025. At the outset cost at 605 rands, excessive cost 705, while low cost 605. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 644. Algorand cost conjecture toward the month's end 659, change for December 8.9%. Algorand cost expectation for January 2026. At the outset cost at 659 rands, excessive cost 717, while low cost 623. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 667. Algorand cost conjecture toward the month's end 670, change for January 17%. Algorand figure for February 2026. Initially cost at 670 rands, excessive cost 729, while low cost 633. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 678. Algorand cost figure toward the month's end 681, change for February 16%. Algorand cost expectation for Walk 2026. Initially cost at 681 rands, excessive cost 740, while low cost 644. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 689. Algorand cost gauge toward the month's end 692, change for spring 16%. Algorand gauge for April 2026. To start with cost at 692 rands, exorbitant cost 745, while low cost 647. The found the middle value of cost 695. Algorand cost gauge toward the month's end 696, change for April 6%. Algorand cost expectation for May 2026. Before all else cost at 696 rands, excessive cost 696, while low cost 599. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 659. Algorand cost figure toward the month's end 644, change for May 7.5%. Algorand figure for June 2026. Before all else cost at 644 rands, excessive cost 7,000, while low cost 608. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 652. Algorand cost figure toward the month's end 654, change for June 16%. Algorand cost expectation for July 2026. At the outset cost at 654 rands, excessive cost 654, while low cost 550. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 612. Algorand cost conjecture toward the month's end 591,